I think that was always within their prerogative.
Yeah, but they're doing it now.
Them announcing that, I just think that is them saying, listen, a lot of the things what they're saying right now, I feel
Mm.
like it's within their prerogative, but they just laying, yeah, we really gonna be on it now.
Well, me ain't know if they announce it. I just hear it happen
Hmm.
today. Like I know somebody
Okay.
that traveled today, and I hear that that took place. So I don't know if they made an announcement.
Well, good for y'all.
Yeah,
Good
but
for
they need the
y'all.
X-ray machine. That's what I need.
Okay. You were going to the second one.
Second.
Now, while he who commits the so called aggravated murder is to be hanged, those going around emptying gunshots in people's heads, first of all, you are not prosecuting and convicting them. How many have we had in the last 30 or so years? How many convictions? So they, for the most part, are walking free. I don't know how free they are in their minds. And if they're the psychopaths that I think they are, then they don't have any guilt carrying around in their minds. The few that get caught by the law will do 30 years or so in jail. I'm saying that the effect is pretty much the same, or even worse, in the case of these gangland style murders that we've been seeing. One person dead, a number of victims and sufferers. A community traumatized, whether it's the butcher or the gangland style killer. And who is a bigger threat to society? The butcher, who you hang, more than likely, for the only crime he or she may have committed, may or may not, or the guy who's building gangster credits on the road. And in fact, these gangsters should be considered terrorists under our law, as they go around blowing out people's brains with their guns. He designates himself or is designated as a punisher or a hitman. Who's more dangerous, he or the one who does a single disemboweling, gruesome as that may be? The gangster who goes in front of the whole community, high day, arrogant, uncaring, bad and brave, of course, not so brave that he'd walk straight from the crime scene to the police station to tell them what he has just done. No, he goes into hiding. The amount of disrespect and disregard he has for the community and the country. He gets 30 years if he gets caught. The aggravated killer gets hanged. And the one who gets away, more than likely, because more are getting away than are getting caught under the law, although they have their own law. And a number of killers have turned around and gotten killed themselves. So who is the bigger threat to society? Is it the butcher or the other one? Again, how many homicides have we had in this little country over the last 30 years? How many have been solved? What has happened to encourage or drive people to the depths of wild, depraved brutishness and disregard for human life like this over these last 40 years? Why do someone, should I say, so many of us behave so angrily? And why are we so willing to act out our anger by hurting and even killing each other? Why are our children fighting so much in school and out? Why are our women fighting so much? Why are parents putting fear into the hearts of teachers when it comes to disciplining the children? Parents who themselves could do that education and some counseling. Teachers are afraid. That's a gangman child. And the child, more often than not, is a bully in the school. All of this is a sign of a ship moving towards the rocks. And this is not a new course that the ship of state has taken.
So, Ira,
No, me look what me pop up on the screen. Fix that. All right.
what? Oh yeah, two things. Jetty
Mm.
also bring up another agency where he said he feel need looking into, which is customs,
Mm.
not just police but customs, because as you say, them are come to people hand.
Mm.
So I'm not hearing that those things are being looked into.
Mm.
We just
Mm.
blaming it on the bad man. As me
Mm.
say, The government always come in and they focus on the what, whereas they need to solve why, they need to solve how, they need to go extra steps, extra levels. Otherwise, I just feel like it's plasters.
Mm.
But then cut their, and the cut them go continue to get worse too. So um with regards to what Dwyer just said about the prosecution, um have you heard anybody since this thing really kick off speak about the AG needing to write better laws? You hear that phrase there anytime?
No.
Okay. Well, I heard that phrase. You understand? Um,
Mm.
the attorney general tend to get more spotlight because they're in the cabinet. You understand? And they're responsible for the drafting of legislation and that type of thing.
Mm.
But no, once again, the DPP is necessary. I think we would have been speaking about it when we were talking about the lack of prosecution of politicians.
Mm.
But no, once again, and the DPP powers with regards to criminal prosecution is so that the DPP could come and discontinue prosecution. They could do anything. They could come
Mm.
and they could come and take over. They could do whatever they
Yeah.
want with a prosecution. Yeah, yeah. The
Wow.
DPP is the ultimate.
I thought the
And so
commissioner
now,
been bad, but the DPP
oh
really.
no, oh no, on really and truly, when you look
Yeah.
at the commissioner kind of supposed to report to the DPP.
Yeah. That way
I
you're
I
turning
think
around.
I think if things are flowing well, because their investigation and their information would flow to the DPP so that the DPP could prosecute and bring
It's
home
like the,
cases
it's
is
like the
hand in
attorney
hand.
general, right?
And this is what I said. The attorney general he is just glorified. But
Yeah.
when you're looking at what needs to happen, if we're talking about prosecution,
Mm.
the attorney general is not involved in that. He
Is
could
the
find
DPP.
people. The DPP does send them a jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so we need to look at the office.
Mm.
The office they need to be more prominent. The office they need to start to be somebody who is more local.
Mm.
You understand? To deal with these kind of things. Somebody who living in this thing to address.
But
So,
well,
man,
well, last you
one of
see a
you gotta
DPP in
step
a
up,
press
bro.
conference. I don't even know who the
But,
DPP be.
and this is what I'm saying. That's how come I say
Wild,
they
bro.
need to be more prominent. They need to be more a part of this thing. I don't need to see God Wilkin right now. This is
Mm.
not his avenue. If when they wanna talk about the legislation what they draft and is 25 years and they feel like
Yeah.
that is a big accomplishment. If he want to come and talk about that, go ahead. But
Mm.
with regards to the what we really gonna see, if we gonna see stronger prosecution, if we ever see proper cases,
Yeah.
we not hear nothing from the DPP.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
As
Yeah. I
you tell
mean,
me, you not even know who the DPP be.
no, I have no idea. No disrespect.
Okay.
I mean, we're not even hearing like why cases are falling through. They're supposed to know, well, if the cases are falling through because the investigation, you know, the crime scene wasn't properly secured and something wrong with the evidence or whatever. You're not hearing if it's more of losing on technicalities. You're not hearing if it's more of a mistake made by the DPP office. So why are all these people getting away? I think there's multiple factors, but we're not hearing what's what's the major factor, if there's one, if it's equal across the board. I want to hear some of that.
We need to start to get information as to what happened. So if this was a crime, we need to know if anybody was charged. We need to know if they were charged, if it was brought to trial. We need to know if it was brought to trial, if it was successful. All of these things. All with us here in the Federation is crime done. And then when people dead, oh, it's tragic. And then it is a rush to the most extreme solution. You know,
I would
we're
say,
going into the
I, w-
hotspots or whatever. Right.
I would say the police, um, the Riles and Christopher Facebook page is quite active though.
In terms of what are they putting up?
They, I mean, they when they charge somebody, when somebody is charged, they put out something saying this person was charged with that. If they recover a weapon, if they recover whatever drugs, like they do that, but they don't go beyond the charge. You
and
know,
and
they are,
that's what I mean.
yeah,
Because really and truly, the ball is now passed to the DPP. Because really and
I don't know
truly, how the
convictions.
how this thing work? The DPP go at the charges, which I think I recall hearing patches in a show talking about discontinuation. So they could get charged, and the DPP decide no, we are gonna discontinue this one. So that's why I'm saying the ball does get passed. And for some reason, we never hear anything in the federation of the DPP. We don't
So,
hear politicians. We don't hear
mhm,
politicians go on platform for countless years and talk about how other politicians achieve,
yeah.
and none of them make a report to the person who could prosecute them and say, "Yo, this is what I got.
Oh,
Investigate this. Look into this." Cause the DPP, I like when it come to the
mm,
um the body that's supposed to have the minister's information. The DPP could trigger certain investigative powers with them and all. This is a
mm,
very important person in a society
mm,
when it comes to
mm,
investigation and prosecution, and for some reason, it's just a black hole with regards to everything with prosecution. All politicians just use crime to say, them they does the crime, them they does do this. But nobody does go to the person who could do something
mm,
about this prosecution,
mm,
about this cheating, about this lying, about this thieving, none of this thing.
mm, mhm. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I see Jevon say that
Most of the time,
the
you
yeah
said,
the DPP, yeah, the DPP get licks in the courtroom basically
yeah,
because he's
well, you
saying,
see, and this come down now to, I'm telling you, this thing is a
mm,
symbiotic relationship. This is the shark and them remora fish.
mm,
This is when you see a crocodile and a bird in the mouth, and then I eat the bird because the bird got to clean out the teeth. They
mm,
need one another. We need better police, and police that are capable of doing more, as the Prime Minister was saying, as far as gathering evidence, as far as knowing who is doing what. As listen, police. If police don't have people who they could talk to in the community, they ain't no police.
mm,
You can't be a police in the community. And you're not gonna bother you talk to in the community. You're an adversarial relationship. You're just neutral with everybody in a community. What's gonna happen
mm,
right now? Right now, when things like this, how you gonna get a handle on the situation?
mm,
And furthermore, the RSS again need to be looked at.
mm,
when the RSS come in, has the RSS ever brought in any big case? The RSS don't do nothing. You understand? All we do, we get into a kind of fighting thing. The criminal could be using drones.
It's a question.
Mm, um, I suppose you believe. I really believe that the man I use drone.
Man, but them gonna take now information off of drones and so right now. Take down who own the drone and all them things there. So I don't but apart from that, I mean I think them are going into all of that, you know. It's just a phone
No,
call, you know.
no, I
It's just
don't.
a phone call.
I don't think that this is that savvy at this moment in time.
Yeah, but you might get them an idea. You know.
Yeah, man. But right now, them they need a frozen case unit, but me try to tell you, with the amount of cold case them they have family inside every organization in the federation, and they got woman protecting them. I cannot, I cannot believe, I cannot believe that that is the federation. Because
Mm.
Javan, may I try to tell you, if this is the levels what we're dealing with, we're gonna be past Jamaica. We're gonna be in the kind of Venezuela kind of circumstance just now, I'm
God
telling
man.
you. I'm okay. I tell you, the church is a very important institution. I feel like,
Mm.
and okay, oh yes, another part of what Dwyer is saying, which is very important, is the failure and the politicians. This is one of the important things that they have to do. The failure of the social institutions
Mm.
is impacting society
Mm.
in a very negative way. So, what I mean by that is people don't feel like cases are fair. People
Mm.
people feel like man okay, as Javan said, the man gonna get some top liar and he gonna spin them up in there and he gonna get off. You understand what I say? There
Mm.
needs to be a sharpening up on the police work so that the evidence is tight. But the system in and of itself, and I'm not just talking about on behalf of the DPP, I'm talking about on behalf of the general public too. So
Mm.
you're a situation in Nevis where you might get locked up this time, and they're telling you the officer will lock you up, gonna Singis because he lives Singis. And he not come back up then. Them thing that can happen. In other places, if you gonna lock up a man, you can't move until the man they gone in front of the magistrate, at least you get bail on him. He got
Mm.
he got certain things inside the system. Just little things what need to be worked out so that okay, this officer, for example, he got a case, he got to testify, he got to be in Nevis. He got to be working in Nevis. We can't have him in a case. And also,
Mm.
even some of these things, these officers got to be taught better how to gather evidence, how to testify.
Mm.
Is not just community policing and like being able to talk to people, but I feel like a lot of the police officers them gotta be trained. I feel like is the mentality is, you know,
Mm.
let me bang some heads, let me send a message, let them know we are the SKN, Royal
Mm.
Police Force, yeah, and yo, we with that. You're gonna just be
Yeah, I agree.
aggravating the situation. Yeah.
I agree with you.
So I feel like a big part of this spike in violence is people feeling like the system is failing them, whether it's pop, um, as I said, whether it's a social system, whether it's the financial system. I feel like a lot of people right now, society, our social institutions,
Hmm.
we gotta be aware of how people depend upon them, of how they make sure that we got a society, a civilization. Because we
Yeah.
are animals, it's only because we have laws that we are civilized.
And,
But but if we start to take the laws in our own hand,
oh yeah.
we will be uncivilized faster than you could feel like. You
Mhm.
understand? So we got to reinforce our social institutions, as me say, officers being more successful in their investigations and carrying it through and having successful prosecution more reinforce people faith and feel like by if you do something wrong, you're gonna pay the consequence.
Yeah.
Cause sometimes me tell people by if you want to do it, you know. But no, consequences is involved. Consequences. There should be. When you do good, you should get incentive, and when you do bad, you should face consequences. Either way.
That's an excellent point. I heard stories like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's an excellent point.
I'm gonna eat them when I finish. I'll be soon finished. 25 more minutes.
You want the next video now?
Yeah, we could go to that.
Okay.
Wait
Okay.
there. Wait there. JT
Mm.
asks, what if you booby chop your house? Is that illegal?
Mm.
Hmm. I, th- I think he got something. I wanna say yes.
Boy,
JT, I wanna say yes, but I'm gonna get more because I feel like there's some kind of law that
I
you're
can't booby chop
responsible
the
for.
horse.
Yeah, I feel like you got some kind of law where you're responsible for people on your place.
But he break in, trespass,
I, I understand, but then
bodily
it,
harm.
I'm assuming that this booby trap is gonna be worked into some kind of self defense claim,
Yeah, man. Right,
and
you got a right to live. So
so I'm just gonna say you got to be proportional. So as long as this booby trap is not like a shotgun to the face, if me open the door, I don't feel like that legal. I don't feel so. Somehow I feel like that illegal area. Somehow.
but what if you got a gun though? It proportional. I just get shoot you first. No say go.
You see, Javan said a friend of his shot someone who was breaking into their house and got charged for excessive force. Yeah.
If he
Uh,
had a gun,
me not think so. But listen,
oh,
well,
be a trap.
that don't factor into it, but you don't got to, you go give them some kind of warning, huh? In a Florida, Javan would have like if he had stand your ground by. What? You know, love
You
some
mean
stand
Jetty?
your ground. You,
Jetty said,
no,
Jetty said, be a trap, and Evan ball out, lad. No man, you can't ball out that. I like the
a
idea of
beer.
a bear trap.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But would I rather
Well,
be a chop or shotgun to the face? I don't know.
the beer shop gonna be better, but it ain't gonna be pleasant.
But
It
it's a
ain't
foot
gonna be
gone
nice
in.
neither. You go play the last one.
A foot gone in.
40 years of it. Why are people being sent up, little children, to high school when their reading and comprehension is only at grade 2 level? Why are so many of our adult males involved in sexual relations with high school girls? I'm told in some instances, even with primary school girls.
Nastiness.
Why do so many of our
Nastiness.
primary school boys and some girls want to be gangsters when they leave school? Some even before they leave school. Why are so many of our teenagers selling drugs, selling their bodies, and involved in thieving rings? Who do teachers believe when they eject a child from class? Who do they believe they're sending that child home to? A welcoming, able mommy or daddy, or tanty or nana, or a gang? This is not a society of dreams or purposeful direction. This is a country of degradation and death. And it's a damn shame. And we need a radical change. The country has got to be brought to order. Social and economic interventions are necessary, and many can be implemented now, medium, and long term. In the meanwhile, the police and the army need to gas up, get more dogs as soon as you can. Cover the country with dogs. They will outrun a man anytime, and they can smell the gun and whatever else they're trained to smell. Bring in the known bad eggs and keep them in custody for as long and as often as you have to. Control the roads
Prosecution
for
gone.
traffic and other matters. Take away people's licenses. Put curfews in certain areas and on certain people and get the ankle bands for them. It's time to get tougher than they are. And they're not that tough. Now it's music festival time. People want money. More robbing. Maybe the murder of O.J. Maynard is a robbery with murder following. I'm just saying, I don't know. I have no idea. And with the robberies that are taking place, you will find women at the music festival wearing pretty clothes and accessories that have blood all over them. This is where the butchers, the brutes, this is where the lack of love and the disrespect for hard work and for life have reached after 40 years. Time to bring an end to this. Right now.
Dun-ba-da-dun.
Um, that last part, that's the reason why I'm glad I'm not in New this way, because I know this is the tempo. Um, when faced with violence, I feel like it is often the response is to be like, I gonna be tougher, but you should be smarter.
Mhm.
You could outsmart these man. Yeah. If you try to out tough them, hmm, man, there's all I'm gonna say is there's some exotic things on the road. So, and the more you crank up, the only gonna crank up for that. I feel like you could outsmart them rather than out tough them. So when you hear Dwyer saying, "Police, get gas up," you check, and cover the place in a dog, you check. That's that's how they like to do. Let's take it to the extreme. Where the house is coming from, but me not blame none of them girls there. Me not blame no man who look good. Me know that they will I'm not gonna take offense, but I am blaming them for looking good.
Oh,
Uh,
man, that man just
uh,
said throw away the constitution, boss.
yeah, what was your thoughts on that part there? Because I see you start to shake your head in another part there.
I just feel like they, like you said, they only seem to have one approach to fighting crime, and it always involve increase this, be more tough. It just feels. Like it just feel like a excuse to harass citizens. It had a point in time where Nevis and Sinkage felt like a police state, and it just feel like we're
What's
going
your
back to
point?
that. That is my
Something
point.
from that as all these accused gangsters are all mixing upon some information about manifested from the past and given to real. Once your partner get an it, I need it or them. And someone needs to be done. Witness needs to be visited around units, so I think approaching the issue from the angle.
I don't know. I don't read it
So
for
have
the
a
people.
special boy.
Read it for the people, man. It long,
Uh,
it long, but
yeah,
people do it.
you're gonna keep it there. Just keep it there.
Oh,
Project.
okay, hold on,
Okay.
hold on, hold on. Go ahead.
The question is, what is your view on curving this problem by going into the prison and starting there? I ask, I ask that as all these accused gangsters are all in a mixing pot, so information, messages, requests, directions can be passed and given through visits. As once your partner getting a visit and need an attempt on someone needs to be done, or on a witness needs to be visited for the wrong reasons. So do you think that approaching this issue from the angle could help? Basically saying for the so-called gangster have a special visiting log for them, and that way you can aid the policing approach outside to individuals to keep a watch on. Or do you think it will bring the argument of targeting of persons or families to such accused gangsters? Um, okay, here's what I will say. If somebody is inside and they are attempting to perpetrate a crime, that's a probable cause to get upon them. I don't think you could start off from the basis of saying everybody is gonna be like that. You're still gonna have to pass the probable cause hurdle. You understand? So if you could substantiate it, then I would say that, but I don't feel like that as a general approach would work. Um,
Mm.
but Clyde, I want to say you did bring up a very good point, sir. I feel like the point that you are bringing up is, and that we also have not heard, is witness protection.
Well, we talked about
Um,
that last night. So
we could talk about it tonight too.
yeah, yeah, for sure, definitely.
Me only gonna be brief. With regards to that, there needs to be something said. If y'all are gonna do this, it can't just be the anonymous hotline, you know? Anonymous hotline can't go in a court go say nothing.
Mm.
If y'all want people to come and speak to you and risk their life in certain instances, then they are gonna need the assurance that as a witness they are gonna be protected and actually be able to give you the testimony. Otherwise, that's one of the things we're gonna hold back the police officers in them doing their duty.
Mm.
Who is gonna talk to them? One of the things what I remember, I do not know what people learn from the death of Philo Wallace. But one thing Alan probably learned from the death of Philo Wallace was he was a very popular young man, and he died in a club full of people, and nobody said nothing. You understand? When the time come, who say, well, bye, this is what going on. If, people was fuzzy, it was hazy, and upon one front, it tough. I mean, I really like it, but on the next one, I could see it too. If you don't necessarily feel like you got assurances in your protection, because you're testifying against somebody who got power, and then he come back also to the to you faith in the system. In CG, time didn't have a witness protection program. I am unsure if Mr. Walwyn had a witness protection program. I know he had a 6 point plan, and I know he had some kind of 1-800 number that you could call. But overall, witness protection, I feel like that's a more suitable angle to go. Protect the people who are
Mm-hmm.
willing to provide information in this scenario. And next thing, what do I say? Well, I could touch our whole to. He was asking why are so many of the men involved with high school ladies. Well,
Nasties.
somehow the Latin think it's a Nevis. For the longest time, and now we could now after hour and 49 minutes, we finally have some work for the Attorney General. Mr. Attorney General, the age of majority, meaning the age when you turn an adult and I think it's a Nevis is 18. I heard a man the other day had to send out a voice note about people that trouble his daughter who was under 16. And he himself bring up the
Yeah.
same point that the law of sexual consent is 16, but the age of majority is 18. Mr. AG, you know, make no sense.
Mm.
So let me try get that thing there up to 18 so that some of these nasty man, I will let them wait another couple of years still. Any ladies and them develop. I don't even know what kind of conversation I really try to
I might not try to have
about
any
pop.
conversation.
Yeah, all these ignorance. Yeah, so let me answer you, Dwyer. Dwyer, even though we have a 98% literacy rate, bye. They must separate the rate it bad. Let me check.
Hmm.
Right there, high school, best days of their life. You
Hmm.
gotta do it.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, one more video. 10 more minutes.
You got a next one? I thought that was the
Oh, that
last
was.
one.
You had a video with a young liar. Liar skipping down.
Listen. No man, me in trouble in my partner
Oh,
made
okay.
that deal, but you
Okay, okay,
crazy,
okay, okay.
you crazy.
Okay.
I will tell you, if anybody, if anybody
Mm.
listening from SK and know Mr. Gums, you just let Mr. Gums know that Mr. Powell say, you don't come back on pan no camera at no angle. You come on straight, and when you're speaking, you make sure that you say what you mean. You can't say that. You can't say that the peace program is where all of the persons involved in crime come together to solve the problem, and
Mm.
politicians that come together with bad man. All of the people that were involved in a crime, no man. Lord, that's just what I like that. So the outside of that, just a little early nerves. I cast no judgment on that. You don't replace Lindsay. So he's a big man. So this year. I just tell you, you got to straighten up your camera. You can't go from all
Mm.
yeah. And also to and yeah, boy, show that so they go laugh after baby. And and also to you
Yeah, yeah.
politicians out to you politicians out there, I realize, a lot of you are reading off of paper these days, right? And me I'm not judging you for reading off of paper. I'm more concerned with the content of what you say than the fact that I know you're reading off of paper. So if you're reading off on paper and you are crushing it, sir, I'm with it. So y'all don't need to get that teleprompter, but just like have actual like good words for me, so that I could hear you and feel you and understand what is taking place.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, but with regards to Doya, I'm just saying, y'all gotta ramp up out there on this road. Me, um, I telling you specifically because I don't been walking in my community and I walk in and I got a knife right there. And I
Mm,
walking in the night. No, my knife is not out like I'm a crazy person. My knife is in like a sheath. I gotta
mm,
pull out this thing. But I have this thing because I'm walking in the night. I don't know what happened. He done had people in the community will
mm,
pass me in the night without my knife and say, Alan, you don't think you shouldn't have something on you? Just in case
mm,
something jump out the bush. That what them ask me when they want me down.
mm, mm,
Police come, see me, thank God they don't lock me up. But themselves is like, yo, this is and all what me say is I feel like if them didn't know who me be, and know
mm,
that I'm not a threat to this, that the people within the community that is like, no, he cool.
mm,
We
mm,
understand. We understand as the community that this is all right here, so. I feel
mm.
like dead itself would have been able to pass and we could have had more of a, you know what I mean? Because police don't see me again in my pajamas, walking me dog, and asking me like where me live. Like I said, me a try case a place in Hamilton.
What happen if you don't answer them?
You got to at least tell them your name if they ask you your name.
That's the
But me
law.
listen, yeah, but listen, me have an answer in general, you know. Can me still
Mm.
have an answer and me gonna be like, listen, officer, this conversation could go in a different way.
See,
Yeah.
I mean, I live in a place where you got a right to shut up. So I live in a place where, but I know you gotta understand the laws where you're in. But I
Mm.
always wondered, what happened if you don't answer them? Is that a crime? I
That's
know
a charge.
refusing to give your name, but you gotta say anything else after that.
No. After that, no, you ain't gonna say nothing else.
Okay.
After that, if you need me, officer, man, listen, you take me downtown. And
Mm,
when you take me downtown, you let me know why we're going.
mm-hmm,
And you have a particular amount of time to tell me in more detail why exactly you have me down here. And then I think
mm.
is finally 72 hours within which to say, well, this is what you're charging me for if you
It
want to
was
continue to
48.
hold me. No, I think it's within 48. You got to provide the detail, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
72.
72 hours they got to
I
bring you
think so.
before a, ju- a judge.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah. You're correct. You're correct. You're
yeah,
correct. You're correct. You're correct. Yeah, yeah. So within 48, they got the thing, and then within 72, they got to bring you in front of the judge. Yeah.
yeah.
Vibes.
But they don't do the lock up and release thing, which kind of I feel like is a constitution infraction, but that's a different
They might be,
conversation. Maybe
they might be,
huh?
they might be technical again more time.
What is a release? I see people come outside, they stand up there, and then they got to go back inside. Is that really a release? Me
And,
can't
and,
go.
and, and
You're still detained.
uh, mind games and tricks, man.
Yeah.
But they got to carry you in front of the magistrate. So you just going on.
Hmm.
Is there anything else? I can't recall anything else. Oh,
Yeah.
I had one thing, but I believe I might deal with it next week because I heard the premier saying we're gonna be doing further drilling.
Mm.
because
Back.
somehow
All the
the
elections are
power.
come?
No,
Oh, okay.
the CCM machine just rolling like that. You understand? Full of gas,
CCM
ready to go.
conventions coming up?
The premier don't want it, but it have to happen.
I see the premier post something about leadership is a lonely road, and I kind of I don't understand it. You got a whole team, and you talk about leadership is a lonely road. I just don't get it. But I guess that's a topic for when.
You know what I mean? I would have thought that he could lean on his cousin. You
Yeah.
understand? He still got a shiny head man who is the federal minister. He could lean on he and he got extra time. So he definitely could call on him, have Spencer Brand. This man got all kind of people.
So
But
kind of weird.
it's just tough. I feel like, you know, sometimes when you're on a level, you just feel like you can't relate. You need to find somebody who could understand these experiences what you had.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he done got to go like New York and so he could speak
Mm,
to people who've been through his experiences. You know, people who own who blows. These type of people,
mm.
them type of experiences. Then. But we're right on time. You know, it's 11 o'clock.
We gone. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're
Hmm.
done. We're done. Well, all right. Well, tell the people then thank you and what's not. Big up yourself.
Good night, everybody. Another good night here in Central Florida. Loretta, I think I'm gonna be on the road this weekend. You know,
Ah.
for the very first weekend, I think I'm gonna be on the road. So you might see me this weekend. I'm gonna message you.
Hey, Loretta, tell me what a Antigua restaurant there. I might be able to check it out this weekend.
Okay.
I'll just send it. Just send that Antigua restaurant. I might be able to pass by with Alan too. But anyway,
All
if
right.
Alan is not busy, big up yourself.
Good.
It was the topics. Jason wasn't here,
Mm-hmm.
but you go and see how much what I get tonight. But
That's the man.
With myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else choose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. Got up in the morning, took a shot, it's a rock. Girl, you left my stomach in a knot. Took my lighter and you burned the bridge. Thought you was a writer. No, you just an idol. You got me feeling like Big Sean in this. 5, 4, 3, 2. I deserve a minute. Wait a minute. Gotta get up and over. Regain my composure. No longer my lover. Finally finished and you did it. Girl, you really showed me. Think with your heart, don't think with your body. Clever. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not Justin Timberlake, write me a river. Lately, I be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else choose you instead. I be having conversations with myself, cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. You tried to convince me it was all in my head, and I felt like it's not you, it's me instead. I wanted to rock with you, roll with you. Said you was my baby girl, then you left me too. Everything was kosher, perfect like a poster. Then I got word that you wanna leave a picture. Off with somebody else, off with the jerk. With the shame on me, I really thought that it could work. Off with somebody else, off with the loser. Shame on me, I really thought we had a. Lately I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to turn to. Everything was green light, now we got the red. Could've had somebody else choose you instead. I be having conversations with myself cause I feel like I have nobody to talk to. somebody else chose you instead